Most people think they understand what just happened with this Ilhan Omar, Trump, ICE headline. They really don't. They think it's about a clip. They think it's about immigration. They think it's about a smile, a reaction, and Trump jumping up to attack her. They read the headline, picked a side, scrolled on. But that surface level read completely misses what this moment actually was. Because this wasn't really about ICE. It wasn't about one interview. And it definitely wasn't about whether someone smiled at the wrong time on camera. What just happened was a narrative collision, a stress test, a signal. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's what actually happened, stripped of the noise. A video starts circulating from a media appearance by Rep. Ilhan Omar. She's talking about serious events, international violence, domestic tragedies. But the clip isn't focused on what she's saying. It's focused on how she looks while saying it. Specifically, moments where she appears to be smiling. That visual becomes the hook. Becomes the hook. Then, almost immediately, the clip gets layered with everything else people already dislike or distrust about her. Accusations of being tone deaf, hypocrisy on gun policy, old immigration allegations, fraud claims tied to her district, media protection. And finally, this framing that drags ICE and Trump into the story. Here's the key thing most people miss. There's no new legal action announced. There's no confirmed ICE operation. There's no actual admission caught on tape. What is real is the structure of the story. Visual first, outrage second. Character attack third, institutional failure after that. Then Trump as the contrast. Then a call to action. That order is not random. In modern politics, optics aren't supporting evidence anymore. They have a main weapon there. They're the main weapon. How something looks matters more than what's proven, especially online. The real question isn't, is this true or is this legal? The real question is, why bundle everything into one blast? Why combine demeanor, immigration, fraud, terrorism, gun control, media bias, and Trump's response into a single narrative moment? That's not just venting, that's strategy. Ilhan Omar isn't just a congresswoman. She's a symbol. To her supporters, she represents disruption of the old political order. To her critics, she represents everything they think has gone wrong with borders, institutions, and accountability. There's no neutral ground there. That's why her tone becomes more important than her words. That's why facial expression becomes the story. Now, zoom out. This all lands at a moment when immigration is back at the center of national politics. Fraud and oversight fights are heating up. Trust in media is collapsing, and Trump's entire political style is built on contrast, not consensus. Not consensus. And here's the reality nobody likes to admit. Investigations take forever. ICE is bureaucratic. Fraud cases drag on for years. But narratives move at the speed of TikTok. Trump doesn't react to moments like this because he thinks something is going to happen tomorrow. He reacts because the moment is useful. That's the part people miss. This isn't about removal or resignation. It's about positioning. You've got two paths in moments like this. One, play it straight. Argue policy, wait for institutions, correct the record. That makes you reactive while the internet runs wild. Or two, let the outrage ecosystem do its thing. Don't confirm details. Don't slow it down. Amplify the emotion. Position yourself as the moral counterweight. Shift the conversation from legality to legitimacy. That second path is what we just watched. And look at what it accomplishes. The story becomes emotional, not procedural. And emotion spreads faster. Opponents are forced to defend tone and optics instead of policy. You find out instantly which media outlets will shut the story down and which ones will run with it. And most importantly, you collapse a whole list of grievances into one symbolic enemy. That's not accident. Notice Trump's posture and response. No legal nuance. No, let's wait and see. Just authority, empathy, and contrast. That's not someone waiting on a ruling. That's someone opening a narrative battle. And while everyone was arguing about whether the ICE alert was real, three other things happened at the same time. Immigration rhetoric intensified, fraud and oversight debates resurfaced, and media trust took another hit. Even when stories get debunked, the damage is already done. The other side is stuck explaining, defending, reframing. Reframing. That's political jiu-jitsu. So what happens next? Over the next few months, expect more symbolic enforcement talk. ICE will keep getting invoked as an idea. Authority, borders, consequences, whether or not anything actually happens. And then we'll see a broader push tying immigration, fraud, and spending into one big story about institutional decay. Not every claim will land. It doesn't need to. Wise? Expect small, incremental proposals framed as a restoring order. Not sweeping reforms. Just enough to signal control. And the wild card is media fracture. As some outlets shut down certain narratives, alternative platforms will push harder and more extreme. That tension isn't a glitch. It's the strategy. Here's the bigger takeaway. Politics isn't about proving facts first anymore. It's about forcing your opponent into a defensive posture. Then facts can catch up. An interview clip becomes a character indictment. A reaction becomes a leadership signal. A vague enforcement reference becomes a rallying cry. This moment wasn't chaos. It was strategy. The only real question is who sees the game being played, and who's still arguing about whether the game should even exist.